Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. This is real love, this is real love.
Hello everybody and welcome to another week of Illuminate. I have a guest with me today. Say hello.
Hello everybody.
Alright. So I hope you've had a really good week with your family. And today we're going to have loads of fun doing all the normal things. We're going to have challenges, we're going to have the quiz, we're going to have the memory verse, but most importantly we're going to learn about God and we're going to worship God. Okay? So what normally comes first, Gordy?
Need to warm up.
Need to warm up. Okay, so we've got something a bit different for the warm up today, and we need grannies, grandas, mummies, daddies, uncles, dogs, everything. We need everybody up on your feet. Okay, so you know me, I like a wee bit of exercise, and I've got my leg warmers on, so we're going to do some exercise to warm up. Are you ready for
Let's
this?
go. Yeah.
Okay, and I want to hear who was better at this, the adults or the kids. Oh, or me or you? Okay. Me or Gordy, or the adults and the kids at home, okay? So I want to make sure all the adults are standing up, are they? I hope so. Okay, and what we're going to do is a challenge called Bring Sally Up. And I'm sure there's a couple of parents moaning there at the minute, okay? So the way this goes is, there's a song, and whenever you say Bring Sally Up, you stand up. And whenever you say Bring Sally Down, you squat down, but you don't stand back up again until you say, Bring Sally up. Okay? Right, are you ready? Okay, let's go.
Bring Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Bring Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Bring Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Bring Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to
Get tired.
Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Oh, Miss Lucy's dead and gone. Left me here to weep and moan. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Oh, Miss Lucy's dead and gone. Left me here to weep and moan. Bring Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Bring Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. Last time the rock got a tail to ground. Sally up, and bring Sally down. just lose the dead and gone. Left me here to weep and moan.
I don't know about you Illuminators, but I am knackered after those worship warm-ups. They get harder and harder every single week. But I hope we're not too tired because we still have to do our worship for this morning. So we're going to start off with our song One Way. And I know for some of you this might still be quite new, but for others you'll probably know this inside out and upside down. So we want to see everybody doing lots of actions now that we're all warmed up and ready to go, and singing as loud as they can. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I lay my life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. In troubled times it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there, every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today, the same. Forever till forever meets no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Are you having fun? Well, what we're going to do now is we're all going to get down nice and low. That's it. How low can you go? And we're going to sing, you are the way, the truth and the life. Come on, let me hear you. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living all for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living all for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living all for you. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living all for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for.
Hi there Illuminators, so good to see you. So it's challenge time again. Last week we saw the challengers holding spoons on their noses, and I asked them to put it on there for no longer than 30 seconds, and if they could, then they could score a point. I didn't realise they'd all do so well, and they did. So we asked you to do the same challenge, but only if you did it, you would get 2 points, because I was feeling generous. Let's have a look and see how we've got on. Wow, well done Illuminators, that was absolutely fantastic. You smashed it. So you get 2 points for your team, extra 2 points. And so I am so impressed how you managed to carry that spoon all around your garden. Absolutely brilliant. Well done Illuminators. Oh, I'm so excited to see our scoreboard. Oh, but that'll be for later. Anyway, I'm sure you're wondering what the next challenge is for the challengers and for you guys too. So we asked the challengers if they could carry as many toilet roll on their head. The winner would be the one that could carry it on their head the most for the most amount of time. So we'll have a look and see how they get on. I asked them if it went any longer than 30 seconds, then to stop. Okay, let's see how they get on now. Wow, well done. Andy, you scored the point this week, which is really good because you were falling behind a little bit. So you got the extra point. Fantastic. Wow, and Illuminators, you did really well. So I think maybe we should look at our scoreboard and see where we are at. Okay, so we've got Andy and Ash both on 3 points. We have Charlie on 4 points. And we have our Illuminators with 5 points. 5 points. Woohoo! Well done, guys. That's amazing. We're in the lead. Well done. So, guys, you know what this means? Do you know what this means? You are winning. So you need to keep sending in your videos and challenging those challenges, okay? Because you're doing such a good job. Thank you so much for sending them in and all the memory verse videos and everything. We love watching them. So remember to be in competition. Please send your videos to illuminate@carrigielamchurch.co.uk. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.
Okay guys, just ignore the unironed t-shirt because Linda hasn't ironed it yet. But before we go on to this week's new memory verse, we are going to look at some of your videos from last week's memory verse. We love getting these videos in. They give us such a lift and encouragement and a laugh. So here's a clip showing your videos from last week doing the memory verse. You might see some familiar faces who, by the way, aren't kids, but it was great to see them get involved. It brightened up my week, so have a watch.
Go! Don't let
anyone listen you, 'cause you are young.
wonderful and oh, can't see it. And love and good boy, well done.
Hi everybody, it's me, Tommy! Wow, I sure have missed you. Oh, Joe's been so busy filming and doing stuff for you, I never get a chance with the phone. No, but she's been watching Netflix for a bit, so I managed to grab her phone when she wasn't looking. Yeah, she's definitely not here. Anyway, and she calls me obsessed with all my video games and stuff. Shocker, shocker. Anyway, I heard that you are going to be doing a memory verse this week, Matthew 28, verse 19 to 20. And you have been doing it before. You were doing it before lockdown, but we're going to go over it. So let's just recap. So when Jesus died on the cross, he came back after 3 days to earth before he went back up to heaven to be with God. He went and found his disciples and he told them something very important. So his disciples are like his friends, his followers. Yeah, that's another word for disciples. Anyway, so this is what he said to them. So go and make followers of all people in the world. Baptize them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Teach them to obey everything that I have taught you, and I will be with you always, even till the end of these days. Yes, so that was it. So that's what we are also meant to do. So they had to go and make followers, yeah, the disciples, and then they told people, and then they told people, and they told people, until, well, we were told as well. So it's really important that we, as people that love Jesus, go and tell others, so that lots and lots of years down the line, they will hear about Jesus, because everybody wants to know about Jesus, because Jesus is amazing and deserves to be loved for everything that he did for us on the cross. Okay, Tommy, have you got my phone? Oh, bye everybody.
So now we're going to do the answers from our quiz last week, so hope you all have your answers ready. So question number 1 was, what was Samson's gift from God? So last week we talked about how God gave Samson the gift of physical strength, and that gift was in Samson's hair. Question number 2, how did Samson get distracted? So Samson got distracted by Delilah and her beauty. Question number 3, which testament is the book of Judges in the Bible? So the answer to this is Judges is in the Old Testament. Question number 4, which group of people wanted to know the secret to Samson's strength? And that was the Philistines. Question number 5, what was Delilah going to get in return for telling the Philistines of Samson's secret? And Delilah was going to get money in return for telling Samson's secret to the Philistines. So I hope you got all of those right.
So boys and girls, it is now time for our story. Did you all do well in that quiz? I am sure you did. So listen up closely to the story now, because there's going to be another quiz at the end. So today's story is about Saul becoming Paul, and we're going to watch a video to explain it.
His name was Saul. He was sure that everything people were saying about Jesus was wrong. He didn't believe Jesus had risen from death. He was so sure he was right that he hurt and even killed people who believed in Jesus. Well, guess what? God wanted Saul to work for him and spread the news of Jesus. So one day, when Saul was on a journey, God sent a bright flash of light. It was so bright that Saul fell to the ground.
Saul, why are you doing things against me? Who are you? I am Jesus. Now get up and go into the city.
When Saul stood up, he was blind. His friends had to lead him into the city. Saul wouldn't eat or drink anything for 3 days. God sent a man named Ananias to find Saul and pray for him. Ananias prayed for Saul. And Saul's sight came back. On that day, God changed Saul's heart to make him kind to those who believed in Jesus. After that, Saul was called Paul, and he began to tell others about Jesus too, and became the greatest missionary of all time.
So boys and girls, Saul was not a very nice man. He thought that everything that people were saying about Jesus wasn't true. And because of that, he thought he was right, and he wasn't very nice to these people. As you've seen in the video, Saul was going on a journey and God spoke to him. There was a big flashing light and it left Saul blind for 2 to 3 days. But God didn't leave it there. God had a plan. God sent a man called Ananias. And as you heard in the video, Ananias was really scared to go and pray for Saul because Saul wasn't very nice to people who believed in God, and Ananias believed in God. But Ananias put his trust in God and went to pray for Saul. God changed Saul's heart, and he also changed his name to Paul. Paul is one of the greatest missionaries ever, and he wrote some of the New Testament books in the Bible. He wrote Romans, he wrote 1st and 2nd Corinthians, he wrote Galatians, and he wrote a few more. And initially people may have thought that Saul was too bad to be used by God, but this story shows us that nobody is too bad to be used by God. God changed Saul's attitude and he changed his heart so that he could be used for God and he could go and tell people about Jesus. Maybe there's people in your lives and you think they're too bad, so I'm not going to tell them about Jesus. Maybe they aren't very nice to the people in your class or your friends, or maybe they tell lies and you think, I'm not going to tell them about Jesus because they're too bad and they would never put their trust in him. But this story shows us that it's not our job to decide who's good enough to be used by God or who's too bad. God has a purpose for each and every one of our lives and he can change people's attitudes. It's our job to tell people about Jesus. It's not our job to decide who hears about Jesus. So boys and girls, I want you to remember that it's not our job to change people. It's not our job to change people to be good enough to be used by God, but it's our job to tell people about Jesus. So this week, boys and girls, I want to give you a challenge. So I want you to tell someone about Jesus. Tell them that Jesus died on the cross for them. Tell them that he rose again for their sins and that they can live for him. But boys and girls, it's not your job to change people. It's not your job to get people to put their trust in Jesus. That is God's job. All you need to do is tell people about Jesus. Okay, boys and girls, it is now time for our quiz. Are you ready? Right, question number 1 is, why was Saul not very nice to people who believed in Jesus? Question number 2 is, what happened when God spoke to Saul? Question number 3 is, who did God send to pray for Saul? Question number 4 is, what is Saul's new name? And question number 5 is, it's not our job to change people, but what is our job? That is the end of our quiz, and keep your answers safe for next week because you will find out the answers then.
Well, Illuminate, that is us for another week. Thank you so much for spending time with us this morning, and we hope you have really enjoyed everything that we get up to together. So for next week, do not forget that you can take part in this week's challenge and you can send your video to us and then you might be in the video for next week. There are also resources for you on the church website. So there is a craft activity, a prayer activity, and there's also some discussion points for you to have a think about. So if you wish to do that, you can also take a picture of those and send those to us as well so that we can have a wee look at what you're getting up to at home. So have a really, really great week and we'll see you all on Sunday.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. This is real love.